Welcome back to my channel, The Baking Diva. I'm in New Jersey and I have to tell you, it is cold outside. The wind is howling and a few of the people a little north of me had a lot of snow already. So, I don't know, it's a few days before Thanksgiving and that's way too soon for me. But anyway, today is going to be part 2 of my 6-part series on baking Christmas cookies. Part 1, I did the chocolate dipped shortbread cookies, and from what I hear, a few people tried them already and liked them. So I'm glad you're not just watching me, that you're venturing into making my recipes. So today, I am going to make my grandmother's, her name was Rose, my grandmother's Italian cookies. I'm not going to call them Christmas cookies because my grandmother made them for every single occasion. And I'm not talking about a little tiny plate of them. If it was a holiday, a birthday, she would always show up with a big platter with a mound of these cookies on it, and they went in a flash. So I grew up with these cookies. My kids like them, and believe it or not, they're one of my grandchildren's favorite cookies. So that's what we're going to make today, my Grandma Rose's Italian cookies. So I'll be right back to show you how to do it. Before we get started, I wanted to ask your opinion. Those of you that follow me and subscribe to my channel, you all know that I love to get in character from my videos. And lo and behold, was I thrilled when I found a diva crown with reindeer antlers. I was so excited I had to have them. So I hope you like them. All right, so let's get started with our Christmas cookie recipe. First thing is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your cookie sheet and you're going to put parchment paper on it. I've been buying the rolls of parchment paper and tearing them. And, you know, they always curl up on the ends, and you have to try to cut them right and flatten them down. And then I found on Amazon that you can get all of the parchment paper in pre-cut sheets in different sizes. So I am going to buy them. This way you just take out your sheet, put it right down on either your round pan, they come in all sizes, or your cookie sheets, or your brownie pan. And you don't have to bother with them curling up at the end, cutting them to the right size, etc. So anyway, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now for this recipe, you're going to need 4 eggs. What you're going to need to do is take your eggs out of the refrigerator, sit them in a bowl, and let them set for about half hour at room temperature. So I've already done that. So what I'm going to do in my mixer, and I have a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer if you'd like. I'm going to crack my 4 eggs into the mixer. Now once I get the eggs cracked in here, I'm going to put the mixer on and I'm going to mix these eggs for probably about 5 minutes until they get light and foamy. So here we go. Be right back after I beat these eggs, and then we'll continue on until they're light and foamy. What I'm going to do is, since I only have 1 mixing bowl for my mixer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the beaten eggs into this separate bowl because I'll be needing this one for my dry ingredients. Cameraman, can you happen to see what these foamy eggs look like?
They look exactly like light and foamy eggs.
Okay, so for now I'm just going to put them in here just to get them out of my way because I need the bowl. Okay. Just going to take out some of the... Okay. All right, so I'm putting the bowl back on. I'm going to add my dry ingredients to the bowl now. So we're going to need, right now, we're going to need, okay, 3/4 cup of white sugar, which I pre-measured. So let me just put that in. We're going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I love vanilla. 1, 2, and a drop for good luck. And I'm going to put in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. That's 3 teaspoons. These cookies are not crispy cookies. These are not real sweet. They're almost like a sort of a cake-like consistency. And then we make a little icing for the end when they're cooled, which I'll show you how to do. So that's 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Now I'm going to put in 3 cups of just regular white all-purpose flour. I'm going to put my beater back on. Raise my bowl. And now this recipe calls for 1 stick. That's 1/2 cup of softened butter. Don't use margarine, you need butter for this recipe. So I've already softened this at room temperature. So you're going to slowly add it in. You're not going to put it all in at one time. Put your mixer on low so the powder doesn't fly all over the place while it's combining. How you doing, cameraman?
Spectacular.
Cameraman had a birthday yesterday.
Really?
Well, actually he didn't. He had a birthday on Saturday, the 19th. But we had the family over yesterday to have a little celebration for him. No, I'm not going to tell him how old you are. Let's keep it a secret.
Why?
Did you have fun at your birthday?
Sure.
And now, I did not make your birthday cake. Everybody was saying to me, did you make his cake? I said no. Can you believe the diva didn't make the birthday boy's cake? I ordered it. I'm still recovering from my knee replacement surgery. Ay, ay, ay. And I'm getting there, but I just wasn't up to doing a fancy cake. So I ordered him a cake that he liked. What kind of filling did you request?
Cannoli.
Cannoli filling. But I was very upset because if anybody ordered a cake from me and they told me specific colors they wanted, if I didn't deliver the cake the way they wanted it, I'd have my head handed to me. Well, I won't say where I ordered the cake from, but I said I wanted the cake decorated in red, white, and blue. Cake arrives. Cake is in pastel blue flowers. Kind of looked like a girl cake, but it was pretty. And then the writing, Happy Birthday Tim, was in a darker blue. That was a lovely cake, but it wasn't what I ordered. And I had all accessories on the table in red, white, and blue. So the diva was not happy. Whoa! Just what I told you not to do. Too busy talking about birthday parties and not concentrating. So I got all that 1 stick, 1/2 cup of butter in. And I will put the recipe in the description box under the video. So we're going to get this all mixed up now. Once I get this all mixed, I'll be back and then I will show you the consistency of what the dough should look like and what you need to do next. Okay? Bye! Okay, I stopped the mixer because I want to slowly now add to these dry ingredients my whipped up, light, and foamy eggs. I'll put them in a little bit at a time. Coming good. I will probably make this recipe again off camera because I do like to double it, but I don't want to double it in the bowl because at one time because it just doesn't come out as good. So I make one batch, and then when I'm all done, I'll go back and make another batch. So I'm slowly incorporating the eggs into the dry mixture. Now these cookies can be made for any occasion, and I will show you after they're baked the different things you can do with them. Now it's getting exactly the way I want it. Take my spatula, make sure I get all the egg mixture out of there. I'm almost done. Okay. I always teach my grandsons, don't put the mixer on too high, because if they do, flour is all over them and the kitchen. But I never get upset. I always tell them, everybody makes mistakes, right? Even Grandma. Okay, so this is looking like it's done. Let me show you what it looks like. Take this spoon so I can scrape it off the beater. Here we go. This is what the dough looks like when it's all mixed. Now, we are going to make balls out of this dough. We're going to put them about 2 inches apart on our cookie sheet because they will expand a little bit. So you don't want them to, run into one another. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is, cameraman, can you hand me a cookie sheet over there?
Of course, Eva.
Thank you.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Can't do 2 things at the same time.
Now with this particular recipe, as you'll see, the dough is sticky. And that's what you want. You want the dough to be sticky when you roll it into the balls. Okay. Get the rest off there later. Okay. Move my mixer out of the way because I'm all done with that. I have my parchment lined cookie sheet. So what you're going to do is, you'll see the dough here, very easy to roll. So you're just going to pinch off a small piece. It's up to you the size you want to make them. I like to make them probably around that size. There you go. Now that couldn't be any easier. You're going to put them a couple inches apart on your cookie sheet. And then I'm going to put them in the 250 degree oven for approximately 10 to 12 minutes. Now all ovens vary, so check on your cookies. These are not going to get really brown. These cookies are going to get browned, slightly browned on the bottom. So I will be, the cameraman is trying to tell me something. What are you saying, cameraman?
You said 250 degrees.
I did? No.
Yes, ma'am.
I said 250? Oh no, what happened? Sorry everyone, the cameraman caught that. It's 350 degrees. That's what I told you in the beginning. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So okay, I will continue rolling these little balls. I'm going to put them in the oven, and then I will be back after they're baked and cooled to show you what to do next. Bye-bye. Hi, the cookies are all baked and out of the oven, and I put them on the cooling rack to cool. These cookies cannot be iced until they are cold, and this is what they look like. I'm going to hold one up to show you. As you can see, the top of the cookies are not brown, but the bottom of the cookie is just like a golden brown color. And that's what they should look like. So now I'm going to show you how we ice them. In this bowl here, I already pre-measured 3 3/4 cups of confectioner's sugar. To that, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of warm milk. I warmed it in this bowl in the microwave. So we're going to add the warm milk to the confectioner's sugar, and I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. Now some people prefer a different icing. You can put almond extract in there. You could put anise extract. I'm using vanilla today. And then what I'm going to do is mix it all up. Now, I like the cookies to be iced in different colors, depending on the holiday. So since this is Christmas, I'm going to leave some of them white. And I'm going to make some of them green, and some of them will be more like a pink color. The warm milk helps the confectioner's sugar to dissolve a little bit better than if you put cold milk in. So this will be ready in a minute. Now what I did is I left the cookies on the cookie rack, the cooling rack, but I put a piece of wax paper under it. I could have put the wax paper under the cookies, but either way, this way, the icing kind of, if it drips, it'll drip down through the cooling rack onto the wax paper. Okay, now because I'm going to, this is the consistency it should be. It's going to be thin. Now because I am going to make it different colors, I gave myself 3 bowls here. I'm going to divide up this icing, put a little bit in each bowl. I think out of that recipe, I got about, I think it was, cameraman, was it 46 or 48 cookies?
48 cookies.
48 cookies. Now, you can get more if you make them a little smaller, but that's the size I like them. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little food coloring. One of them I'm going to just leave plain white. This one I'm going to just put a couple of drops of red food coloring in there. And the other one I'm going to put a little green food coloring in. It just makes them look a little bit nicer when you put them out on the platter. So we're going to mix it into the icing. See how it comes? It's not red, it's more of a deep pink, but it looks pretty when they're on the cookies. So I'm mixing that all up. Let me just grab myself another spoon to mix the green. And I'm going to leave the other one white. Now, you can leave these plain, just with the icing on the top, or you can put some decorations on there. I just put, some of them I leave plain, some of them I just put some of those nonpareils on there. And I happen to have a jar of them here. These are red, white, and green. They're just Christmas ones. And don't overdo, don't put a lot of them on. They're really just for decoration. And the cookies are so yummy that you don't want to have all this crunchy decorations on the top. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take the cooled cookie. I'll start out with a little pink. You're just going to dip it in. You're not going to dip the whole cookie in. You don't want to dip the bottom of the cookie in. You're going to dip it in maybe 3/4 of the way, like that. And then you're going to let it drip. Now when the icing dries, the icing will be hard. So it's nice because you have a soft cookie inside. You see what I mean? And you have the icing outside. Now if you want to decorate these cookies, you have to put the decorations on while the icing is still wet. So I'm just going to put a few on there. See how pretty that looks? I'll do another one. As I mentioned earlier, they're not a sweet cookie, so the icing just gives them a little bit of sweetness, and they're delicious. Just going to put a few on. I think I'll just make a plain pink one. The cameraman already asked me when he can taste the cookie. I told him not yet. You have to wait till I'm done. I'm going to decorate a green one. Let it drip down a little bit. And we have the white over here. I'll just make one plain white. So you get the idea of it. As I mentioned earlier, my grandmother used to make trays and trays of these. Put a little coloring on them. The red, white, and green looks very pretty on the white icing. Okay, so I'm going to finish icing all these cookies. And then when I'm done and the icing has hardened, I'll put them in a nice platter. We'll have a little cookie tasting, and I'll be right back. The cookies are all done, and they came out fantastic. I, the diva, am going to taste one. The cameraman doesn't get any. Do you know why? He already snuck 4 of them. How were they?
Forbulicious.
Did they taste like my grandmother's?
Grandma Rose, she's still with us.
Did the cookies taste like hers?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to take a bite. I think I'll take a bite of this plain white one. Let me give my bear a bite.
That's a good idea.
Okay, Barry. They taste just like hers. These go great with a nice cup of coffee, tea, or a glass of milk. So anyway, it's not polite to talk with food in your mouth. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, go to YouTube, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I only need 22 more subscribers, and we have a second free giveaway. So get over there and subscribe, and then you won't miss out on my next episode of baking Christmas cookies. So anyway, Thanksgiving is in a few days. Everyone, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you very soon. Toodles!